Hey all, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to my channel again. First, I would like to apologize for my voice as I was suffering from fever and cough from past 3 days, but I'm fine now, Alhamdulillah. It's Sunday today, and as usual, I got up early. And the first thing that I did today morning was to drink some hot water, as it was very relaxing for me. Usually, my Sunday mornings start on very slow note. I usually drink some water and spend time with my plants, or either I just listen to the morning adhkar. Usually on Sundays, I don't have to worry about preparing breakfast because my husband gets it from outside. So today, the first thing that I did was to keep all the utensils that I washed last night at their places. It's most probably the South Indian breakfast like idli, dosa, or the vada that we have during Sundays. I plan to clean this wall of my living area because after some time my house help will come. So I wanted to get it done before she arrives. Now, these are the two types of duster I usually use for cleaning or dusting. Now, I use this one for dusting the sofa set or any wooden furniture. And this one I use for cleaning the spaces or areas where usually my hand can't reach. Now, in my last video, one of my viewer asked me about sweeping or mopping of the house. Who does that? So I would like to say that there's a sister who comes to my home to help me in sweeping and mopping of the house. Other than that, all the other chores I handle it by myself. When I came back from Saudi Arabia for the first 2 years, I did not have the house help. Later, when we shifted into a bigger house, I then felt the need for the house help. And I think when you can afford, you should definitely go for it because there's no point in punishing ourselves. I feel that how much ever we take the help from the maids or house help, there are some tasks only a housewife or a homemaker can do. Usually, I do this type of cleaning only once in a week and most probably on Sundays because I don't have to worry about preparing the breakfast or packing the lunch for kids. So, I invest my time in something productive. Along with that, I also clean my dining area and dining table. After getting freshened up, I then came into the kitchen to do the preparations for the lunch. In lunch today, I'm preparing the fruit custard in dessert and Hyderabadi Marag for the main course. Actually, my kids' exam have finally finished and I wanted to treat them with something special. For preparing the custard, I have already put the milk to boil, and here in a cup I have added 5 tablespoons of custard powder along with 1 cup of milk, and I have mixed them very well. When the milk reaches to the boiling point, I then added 1 cup sugar. Here I have used 1 liter of milk. I then added the prepared custard mixture into the milk. I will now cook it for 5 minutes and switch off the flame. As you can see, the consistency should be like this, and after cooling down the custard will become more thick. I will now keep the custard aside so that it cools down. Now in one of my videos, my viewer asked me to show this serving trays, and she also asked me the link for this. Actually, these are the ceramic serving trays that I bought from Saudi Arabia. It was one of my first purchases there. I think it was the time during my first son's birth I bought them, and since then they are with me. So for the viewer who asked me about the link, sorry, I cannot provide it because I did not bought it online or from any other stores. And I also got the questions regarding this cookware set, so thought to share with you all. Actually, this is the stainless steel cookware set that I bought from Saudi Arabia when I was coming on final exit to India. As you can see, I haven't even removed the packaging of some of them. Actually, it's a set of 7 cooking pots. Now, most of you might have seen me cooking in this pan. Only for this pan, the non-stick coating is provided. Now, this pot is the largest of all. We can cook nearly 3 kgs of rice or up to 2 kgs of meat in this. The other pots are followed by 2 liters, 1 liter. And this set also came with a saucepan. And this is from the brand Alberto. Now if any of you live in Saudi Arabia, you might have known it, and it's a heavy duty stainless steel, and they also came with this beautiful brass handles and glass lids. Today in lunch I am preparing the famous Hyderabadi mutton marag. In almost every Hyderabadi functions or any dawats, we get to eat this Hyderabadi mutton marag. For this, in a pan, I have added 5 tablespoons of oil along with ghee. Now here I have added 3 to 4 tablespoons of ghee. In this, I'll add whole garam masala, in which I have taken 2 sticks of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of cardamom powder and half teaspoon of shazira. In this now I will add 1 sliced onion. I'll cook the onions in oil until they start turning golden brown in color. When the onions start turning brown in color, I will now add ginger, garlic and green chili paste. Here I have taken 3 green chilies, half inch of ginger and 5 to 6 cloves of garlic and made paste out of it. I will now add the mutton. Here I have taken 3/4 kg of mutton. I'll now mix the mutton along with the onions and ginger garlic paste. I will now add the spices. In spices only, I will add 1.5 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper powder. I will now increase the flame and cook it on high heat until the mutton changes its color. As you can see, the mutton has now changed its color. At this stage, I'll add half teaspoon of garam masala powder and half cup of whisked yogurt. I will now mix and again cook on high heat until the water in the yogurt starts to get dry. The water released from the mutton and the yogurt now has almost began to get dry. At this stage, I'll add a handful of coriander and mint leaves along with half cup of water. I will now reduce the flame to the lowest point and slow cook the mutton until the mutton is done perfectly. Meanwhile, when the custard cooled down, I then kept it in the fridge. Now I have taken it out to add the fruits in it. Here I have added chopped apples, bananas, grapes and pomegranate seeds. Now you can add fruits of your own choice, but make sure that you don't add any citrus fruits. Now here I have taken milk maid and cream. I will now add 1 cup of cream along with 100 grams of milk maid. I will now mix everything very nicely. It's one of my favorite dishes and I think it's very easy to prepare. I will now close the lid and again keep it in the fridge. Meanwhile, the mutton has been now cooking for at least 1 hour. Now you can even cook the mutton in the pressure cooker and reduce the time by half, but in this way I feel it tastes more better. Here I have taken handful of pista and handful of cashew nuts and I then made a fine paste out of it and then added into the mutton. I'll mix it with the mutton and wait until it starts boiling. And at this stage I'll add 1 to 1.5 liter of boiling water into the mutton gravy. Now mutton marag is nothing but mutton stew or soup. Check the salt and add if needed. I have added again 1 teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of garam masala powder and half teaspoon of black pepper powder. I'll mix everything very nicely and I will now close the lid and cook for another 10 minutes. Here I have mixed half cup of cream along with half cup of milk and I whisked it properly and then added to the mutton soup. Again I'll close the lid and cook for another 5 minutes until the oil and ghee start appearing on the top. At last I added a handful of coriander leaves. I mixed it properly. I will now close the lid and switch off the flame. Now it's very easy recipe to prepare, but trust me, it tastes heaven. And at the times that you are not feeling well, this recipe is definitely a delight. I asked my husband to bring the bread that we usually have with mutton marag. Try this recipe and do let me know in the comment section if you liked it. Now after taking some rest, I then cleaned my kitchen. And I then served the prepared fruit custard to everyone. I am not a big fan of the desserts usually, but this dessert is my favorite. In the evening, we then headed out to the market. Actually, there's a wedding in my family coming soon, and I wanted to wear a sari in that. Now, when you live in Hyderabad, there are a lot of options in shops to choose. But there's one this particular shop that is very famous for only saris. Right from my childhood, my father has been buying saris from here for my mother. So I thought to purchase a sari from here. It's in Begum Bazaar and its name is Jaju Sari Center. Actually, I was looking for something simple, sober, and elegant, something that is not very heavy and very light colors. I don't know why, but these days I only prefer to buy simple and sober clothes. Now, in this shop, you get a variety of saris according to your preference. I'll show you once I reach home which sari I bought. Now, this is a sari that I actually purchased. It's in a light pink shade, baby pink, I think. It's got this beautiful gotapati work on it. Actually, I prefer to wear saris in any marriages or big functions. Actually, it's a silk cloth. I think you call it a silk pattu. I don't know, but the cloth was very soft, and the blouse of this sari it was in contrast color, that is maroon, and there was some detailing on it. So friends, this was it for today's video. I'll meet you all in my next vlog. Until then, take care. Allah Hafiz.